Hello everyone and welcome back to Sade Crochets. For this tutorial we will be making a really pretty bralette featuring the Alpine Stitch. It'll have a little border here at the bottom and a little border here at the top, and that's what the back looks like. So for this tutorial you will need an F hook, which is a 3.75mm hook. And then you will need a medium weight for yarn. I estimate you'll need 300 to about 650 yards depending on your size. I made a size medium D and I used about 350 yards for my size. And we'll be going over sizes extra small through 3X and cup sizes A through double D. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is make a slip knot, and then we're going to chain our foundation. So extra small can chain 92, a small is 102, medium is 116, large is 130, 1X is 146, 2X is 162, and 3X will chain out 174. And once you make your chain for your size, now we're going to skip this very first chain and single crochet into the second chain from the hook. And then we'll just put one single crochet in every chain space until we reach the end of the chain. All right, so this is what it looks like. And now for row 2, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Oops. Chain 1 and turn. And then from there, we're going to put 1 double crochet in this first stitch. And then we're going to chain 1, skip 1, and put a double crochet in the next. And then repeat. Chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next stitch. So we're just going to be repeating that pattern all the way down, and I'll meet you there. And now from here, this is what it looks like. So now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and then we're going to put 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 1 single crochet in the chain space, and then just repeat. So 1 single crochet basically in every stitch until we reach the end of the row. All right, so this is what it looks like now. So from here we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and in this first stitch we'll put a double crochet, and then we'll chain 1, skip 1, and put a double crochet in the next stitch. And from here we're going to be putting 1 double crochet in every stitch across until we have 2 stitches left. So just go ahead and finish this row, and I'll meet you when we have 2 stitches left. And then when you have 2 stitches left, we will chain 1, skip 1, and then double crochet in that last stitch. And that's what it looks like now. So now we are going to start our 4-row repeat. So this is row 5, and that will be the first row of our repeat. So the first row of the repeat is to chain 1 and turn your work. And then from here we're going to just put 1 single crochet in every stitch. So single crochet in the first stitch and single crochet in that chain space. And then we'll put 1 single crochet in every stitch across until we reach the end of the row. And we're going to put a single crochet in that chain 1 space, and then a single crochet in the last stitch. So that's what it looks like now. All right, and so this is row 2 of the repeat, so we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and then we'll put a double crochet in the first stitch, and then we'll chain 1 and skip 1. So chain 1, skip 1, and then in this next stitch we're going to put a front post double crochet. So we're going to bring our yarn over and bring our hook from behind this next stitch. We're not going to do a front post in this single crochet, but in this double crochet 2 rows down. So yarn over and put your hook behind the stitch to kind of pop it forward, and then pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that is your front post double crochet. And then from there we actually are kind of not going to use this stitch because this stitch is for that third single crochet there. So now we're going to work a double crochet in the next stitch, so just a regular double crochet, and then we're going to repeat those 2 stitches across. So in this next stitch we're going to put a front post double crochet 2 rows down, so here. So now we're going to go through this stitch and put a front post double crochet, and then in the next stitch we'll put a double crochet, and then a front post double crochet 2 rows down, and then a regular double crochet in the next stitch, front post double crochet 2 rows down, and a front post double crochet or a regular double crochet in the next stitch. So that is how we are doing this row. This is row 2 of the repeat. So we're going to continue repeating those 2 stitches until we have 2 stitches left, and I will meet you there. All right, so I have one more front post in this stitch here. And now when you have 2 stitches left, you're going to chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in that last stitch. And that was row 2 of our repeating pattern. So let's do row 3. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn. So this is the 3rd row of the repeating pattern, not row 3. This is row 7. So now we're going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch across. So chain 1 and turn, and then put 1 single crochet in every stitch. And so go ahead and complete your 1 single crochet in every stitch until the end of the row, and I'll meet you there. And don't forget to single crochet in that chain 1 space and single crochet in the last stitch. So that was row 7, which is the 3rd row of our repeating pattern. And this is the last row of our repeating pattern. We're going to chain 1 and turn. And this row is similar to the other row with the post stitches. So what we're going to do is double crochet in the first stitch, and then chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to end up putting our post stitch around this double crochet 2 rows down. So we're staggering the front post stitches, the front post double crochet. So in one row we're going to put it in this first one and do every other, and then in this row we're going to put it in the second one and then do every other. So now we're going to yarn over and do a front post double crochet in the double crochet 2 rows down, and then we'll put a regular double crochet in the next stitch, and then a front post in the next. and a regular double crochet in the next stitch, and a front post double crochet in the next. So we're going to keep repeating these 2 stitches until we have 2 stitches left, and I will meet you there. And I have one more regular double crochet left, and now we have 2 stitches left. So now we are going to chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in that last stitch. And that was the 4th row of the repeat. So we are going to continue repeating rows 5 through 8, those 4 rows that we just did. Continue repeating those until... Okay, so we're going to continue repeating that until we finish row 15, and that is for all the sizes. That row should have been a plain single crochet row. And from here, so for row 16, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and then we're going to do that similar row that we did here. We're going to put 1 double crochet in the first stitch, chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next stitch. So we are going to repeat that all the way across, and I will meet you there. All right, so this is what it looks like now. And so from here we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and this is the last row of the bodice. So now we are just going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch. So single crochet on top of the double crochet and single crochet in the chain 1 spaces. So we're just going to repeat putting 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way across, and I will see you there. And once you finish that row, we're going to chain 1 and fasten off. And this is what it looks like so far. So from here now we're going to find the middle stitch at the top of the bodice and mark. Okay, so when you find your middle stitch, that's the stitch that we are going to reattach our yarn to start on the cups. So I'm just going to double knot my yarn here. Okay. All right, and so now we're going to start on the first cup, which is going to be on this side. So I'm going to pull up a loop and chain 1 just to get a little height. And now I'm going to put 1 double crochet in the next few stitches for the size for your desired cup size. So let's see. So for an A cup, you're going to put 1 double crochet in the next 25 stitches. A B cup is going to put 1 double crochet in the next 31 stitches. A C is going to do 37. D is going to do 43. And double D is going to do 1 double crochet in the next 55 stitches. Now, if you are an extra small or a small, and you're also like a double D or a D, you might want to do 1 cup size down, and it should still work out and fit for your frame. So go ahead and put the designated amount of double crochets for your size, and I'll meet you there. And this is what it looks like now, and I crocheted over that tail. So from here, this is going to be the second row of the cup, And the second and third row of the cups are going to be our 2 repeating rows. So this is the first row of the repeat. So what we're going to do is chain 1 and turn our work. And from here we're going to put a decrease in the first 2 stitches. So we're going to insert our hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, insert into the second stitch and pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all 3 stitches on your hook, and that is our first decrease. And then from there we're just going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch across the cup until we have 2 stitches left in our row. So I will meet you there. And once you have your 2 stitches left, then we're going to put another single crochet decrease in the last 2 stitches. So insert your hook into that second to last stitch, pull up a loop, insert into that last stitch and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook. And that is the first row of our repeat for the cup. And this is the second row, so chain 1 and turn your work. All right, and so from here we're going to put 1 double crochet into the first stitch, and this might seem a little bit tricky. So because we did a decrease here, this decrease covers these 2 double crochets, not just the 1. So we're going to continue with our Alpine front post stitch pattern, but in the beginning and the end of the row, you're going to work your first and your last post stitch into the third from the end of the row. So we're going to not work into these 2, just this third one for this. So we're going to do a double crochet in the first stitch, which is over these 2 stitches, and then we're going to do a front post double crochet in that third double crochet 2 rows down because we decreased. I hope that makes sense. And then from there we're just going to alternate between a regular double crochet and then a front post double crochet and front post double crochet like that. And we're just going to repeat that across, and I will meet you there at the end of the row. So now I'm getting to the end of the row, and you'll see what I mean by this leaving those first 2 stitches out, because we should run out of stitches anyway before we get to this last stitch. So let's see, I have 1 regular double crochet, and then I have 2 stitches left. So I'm going to go ahead and do my front post here. And 2 rows down I have 2 stitches left, but here I only have 1. So that's how it kind of works out with this decrease here. So the row below will have 2 double crochets left in the beginning and in the end of every time we repeat this. So from here, those were the 2 rows of the repeat, so we can do one more together. Let's chain 1 and turn. And we're going to just, for this row, we're going to do a single crochet decrease in the first 2 stitches. And then 1 single crochet in every stitch across until we have 2 stitches left. And then when you have your 2 stitches left, we're going to put another single crochet decrease in those last 2 stitches. And that was the first row of the repeat again. So from here, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And do the second row of the repeats. So in the first stitch here, we're going to put a regular double crochet, and then you'll already have it lined up to where you'll see where you need to put your front post because it's staggered. So then we'll put our front post double crochet in the next stitch, but 2 rows down, and just repeat between double crochet and front post double crochet, double crochet, and front post double crochet. And we're just going to repeat that all the way down, and I will see you there. And then we're just going to finish our row out like we did before. So we'll have the front post double crochet and then one more regular double crochet. So we're going to continue repeating those 2 rows. The row we just finished was row 5 of the cup. So we're going to continue repeating this decreasing pattern until... So you're going to continue this repeating pattern until you have 3 stitches left. And in that last row with the 3 stitches, you should have 1 post stitch in the middle, and the other 2 should be plain double crochets. So this row for an A cup, you're going to continue repeating those rows until you finish row 23. A B cup will finish 29, a C cup is 35, D is 41, and double D will finish row 53. And now we're going to finish the cup. So in this last row, we're not going to chain 1, we're just going to turn our work, and then we're going to single crochet 3 together. So insert your hook into this first stitch, pull up a loop, insert into that second stitch, pull up a loop, and insert into that third stitch and pull up a loop, and then you'll have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 4, and then we'll chain 1 and fasten off. And that's how we do our first cup. Okay, so after you finish your very first cup, now we're going to start on the second cup. And that very first row that we did here, that first row of double crochets we did here, you either did 25, 31, 38, 43, or 55 double crochets in that first row of the bra cup. So we're going to include this middle stitch in our counting, but you're just going to count the same amount of stitches that you did in that first row of the first cup. Starting with this is number 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until you get to the amount that you did. I did a D cup, so I counted 43 stitches, and then I just put a double knot in that 43rd stitch. And so from there, what you're going to do is pull up a loop and chain 1. You can crochet over this tail as you go, but we'll just be putting 1 double crochet in every stitch. So we'll be putting 1 double crochet in every stitch across until we have a double crochet in that middle stitch at the end of this cup. So, okay, so we just have a couple of stitches left. And you are going to work a double crochet into this middle stitch as well, and that will be our last stitch of the cup. So you should have the same amount of stitches in the first cup that you do in the second for this first row. And then we're just going to repeat what we did for the first cup. And once you finish your second cup, we're going to go ahead and fasten off. And now we're going to reattach the yarn on the front side. So if you're left-handed, it'll be on the other side, but we're going to reattach to this corner stitch here to do a quick border in our ties. All right, so once you have your string attached to this corner stitch, we're going to insert our hook, pull up a loop, and chain one. And we're going to crochet over these tails as we go. So we'll put one single crochet in every stitch until we reach the bottom of the cup. All right, and I have one stitch left here for the base. And now I'm at the base of the cup. So once you have one single crochet in every stitch across this part, now we're going to work some single crochets up at the side of the cup. So we'll be working into the sides of rows. So I'm really just trying to put 2 single crochets in the side of every double crochet row. That's how I'm trying to space them out. I'm not trying to put any single crochets for the single crochet row, just because these rows are a weird height. So you can try to spread these single crochets out as best as you can. All right, so this is what it looks like now. You just want to make sure that you didn't put too many single crochets here, because it'll make your cup get a little wavy. So if it's a little wavy, go back and do less single crochets. And also I would recommend to count how many you did here and try to make sure that's how many you do for all the rest of the sides of the cups. So whatever number you did here, I believe I did 45 stitches. I'm going to try to put that on the other side of this cup and on both sides of the next cup. But from here, once you reach the top of your cup, we're going to put one single crochet in the very, very top there. And then we're going to chain out a chain. So for size extra small, you can chain out 275 chains. Small is 300, medium is 325, large is 350. 1x will chain out 375, 2x is 400, and 3x is 425 chains. And once you chain out your chain for your size, now we are going to do a slip stitch down this chain. So we're going to skip this very next stitch and insert our hook into that second chain from the hook, pull up a loop, and slip stitch. And we're just going to be putting one slip stitch in every stitch across until we reach the top of the cup, just to reinforce our ties here. And once you make your way back along the chain, just have a few left, 1, 2, and 3. So once you make your way back along this chain, we're going to put one more single crochet in that same stitch that we put the very last single crochet. And then we're going to turn our top to work along the sides of these rows. So you're going to put the same amount of single crochets on this side as you did here, and I'll meet you down in the middle. All right, so once you reach the middle, 43, 44, and 45. I have 45 single crochets. So once you finish your single crochets on this side, we're just going to jump on over to this next side. Don't worry about putting a single crochet in this middle stitch here. We're just going to start working the same amount of single crochets on the next side of the bikini, or of the cups, and then we'll go ahead and do our string just like we did on the first side. So that string was 275, 300, 325, 350, 375, 400, or 4 25 chains. Chain that out, slip stitch back down, and then we will do the same amount of single crochets on this side of the cup, and then we'll finish with regular single crochets for the rest of the bralette, and then I will meet you there. All right, so once you make your way all the way around to the other side, we're just going to fasten off this corner. And then we're going to start on our border. So now we're going to do our bottom border. We're going to reattach the yarn to our foundation chain all the way in the corner here. So I'm just going to double knot here. So everybody's stitch count for their size is extra small, you have 91 down here. Small is 101, a medium is 115, large is 129, 1X is 145, 2X is 161, and 3X is 173. That's how many stitches you should have, or chains you should have in your foundation. All right, so once you have it attached, we're going to start on our border. So we're going to pull up a loop and chain 1. And all the sizes have different stitch counts. So the beginning and the end of this row is going to have a different amount of stitches, and you'll see what I mean. So extra small, you're going to put 1 double crochet in the next 7 spaces along your foundation chain. A small will put 5. A medium is also 5. A large is also 5. 1X is 6, 2X is 7, and 3X is 6. And that's just based on your stitch count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once you do that number for your size, well, the rest of the middle of the pattern is going to be the same for everybody. So from here, we're going to chain 3. And then we're just going to put 1 double crochet in the next 7 stitches. So chain 3 and then double crochet in the next 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And from there, we're just going to repeat that same stitch pattern. So we're going to chain 3. Don't skip any chain spaces here. We're just going to chain 3 and then put 1 double crochet in the next 7 stitches. And we'll be repeating that across. And then when you get to the end, you should have the same amount of stitches left. Whether it was 5, 6, or 7, that's what you'll have left, and then you'll just do the same and mirror this side. So go ahead and finish this repeating pattern, and I'll meet you there. And when you finish your row, you should have the same amount of ending double crochets on this end as you do on the others. So I had 5, and I have 5 double crochets at the end as well. So that was the first row of the border. For row 2, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Okay, so now we're going to put 1 double crochet in the first stitch, and then we're going to work into this chain 3 loop here. We're going to yarn over twice and put a treble into that stitch or that loop, and then chain 1 and another treble, chain 1 and another treble, chain 1 and another treble. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1, treble in the same space. That's 5, chain 1, treble. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 1, and 1 more treble. So we have a total of 7 trebles with a chain 1 in between. And we're just going to continue that pattern. So we're just going to continue putting this little treble fan into the next chain 3 space. So we're going to put our 7 trebles in the next chain 3 space with a chain 1 in between. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, and so that's what it looks like now. So we're just going to continue repeating, putting the 7 trebles with a chain 1 in between in each of these chain 3 spaces until we reach the end of the row. And so when you finish your last fan, we're just going to go ahead and double crochet in the very last stitch of the row to finish the second row of the border. And this is going to be the last row of the border here. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And now we are going to put 1 single crochet in that very first stitch, and then we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to put 1 single crochet in this chain 1 space here, and repeat, chain 3 and single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, and single crochet in the next chain 1 space. And we're just going to be repeating that across. So that's the last one of that first fan, chain 3. Then you're just going to, you're not going to put a single crochet here, you're just going to jump, you're going to chain 3 and jump into that next fan, that next chain 1 space. So we're chaining 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, single crochet in the next, chain 3, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 3, and then we're going to single crochet in the first chain space of the next fan. So we're going to continue repeating this pattern until the end of the row, and I'll meet you there. And when you get to the end of the row, we're going to, so you'll have 1 single crochet in that very last chain 1 space, and then you'll just chain 3 and single crochet in that last stitch, and from there you can chain 1 and fasten off. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do now is we're going to crochet a little border just for the middle here of the bralette. So I'm actually going to flip this, so flip your bralette to the wrong side, and we're going to reattach the yarn to the uppermost single crochet that you can find on the inside of the cups. So I'm just going to double knot it here. Okay, so from there I'm going to pull up a loop, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and chain 2. Now once you chain 2, we're going to slip stitch to approximately the second chain space from where we are. So you can just hold it up kind of and just slip stitch where you feel like it fits, but that's just to give us a little height because this row has double crochets. So the first thing you're going to do is double crochet in that same stitch that we reattached to, and then we're going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, and double crochet in the next stitch. Let me turn this. So we're just working down along the cup here. So chain 1, skip the next stitch, and double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. So we're going to keep repeating this pattern until we get to the middle of the bra cup. You should stop if you have either 4 or 2 stitches left in the middle, and I'll show you when we get there. Okay, so when you get to the middle here, you're going to want to stop where you have 2 stitches left or 3 stitches left, depending on your stitch number. You'll have 2 or 3 stitches left after your last double crochet. So I have 2 stitches left on this side on this cup. So what I'm going to do is chain 1 in the middle, and then I'm going to skip the 2 on this cup and the 2 on the next cup, and just double crochet in that next stitch to start the going up the other side. So now from here it's the same. You're just going to chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, like we've been doing, and I'll meet you when we get to the top. All right, so once you are heading towards the top, just continue that pattern, and your last double crochet should be in that very top stitch. If it's not in that top stitch, just go ahead and force it to be. And then from there, we're going to slip stitch about double crochet height to the tie, which should be around 2 chains up the tie. So just find a good convenient place to slip stitch there. And that's the end of the first row of this top border. So from here, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to slip stitch 1 more chain up, because this next row is only going to be single crochet height. So chain 1 and slip stitch 1 more chain up your tie there, and that's our height. So turn your work after you slip stitch. And from here, we're going to put 1 single crochet in that double crochet. So make sure you don't work into these 2 slip stitches here. You're just going to go straight into that double crochet and put a single crochet. So we're going to put 1 single crochet there, 1 single crochet in the chain 1 space, and 1 single crochet in the next double crochet. From there, we're going to chain 4. Do a chain 4 picot. So chain 4 and then slip stitch into this first chain of the 4 for our picot, and then we're going to single crochet in this next chain 1 space, and then we repeat that kind of. So we're going to put 1 single crochet in the next 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, then we're going to chain 4 picot, and single crochet in the next chain 1 space, and then we're just going to repeat. So 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then chain 4 picot, and then single crochet in this next chain 1 space. So this is how we are doing that part, and I will meet you in the middle. Okay, so we're going to continue repeating that until we reach kind of towards the middle of the bralette. And I'm leaving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to not work in the middle 5 little boxes from the first row that we did. And my last single crochet is in this double crochet that's right before the 5 boxes. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to chain 1 and then single crochet in the corresponding stitch on the other side. So single crochet in that same double crochet but on the other cup. So we're just going to single crochet there. And then from there, in order to continue, we're just going to kind of mirror what we have going on here. So it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets before I have my picot. So for this first part, we're going to do the same amount, and yours might be a little different. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my picot started. So now I'm going to do my picot 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's a single crochet after that. So then we can start that repeating pattern, which is 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then picot. And single crochet in the next. And then we just keep repeating that pattern. It should very much mirror this side, and I'll meet you when we reach the top of the cup. And when you make your way to the top of the cup, make that last single crochet be in that double crochet, that very first double crochet, and then we're going to slip stitch one chain up into the tie. Okay, so from there you can chain 1 and fasten off. All right, so once you are done up there, we just got a couple of tails to weave in, and then we will lace our ties up through. So we're going to take the tie on the right and lace it to the top little box here on the left, and the bottom box on the right. So we're just doing that with both sides. So take the other side and just mirror what we just did. And that completes our tutorial. So I really hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment if you like this video, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye!